Yeah, you need to watch out for this. If you don't know what intellectual property is just try not to use other stuff from other people. If you use that, this can be a reason for suspend your account or delete your account.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the terms of Instagram. Here I'm going to show you how you can get those terms. So here we are, Google. What you need to type in Google is Instagram terms. And the first page, press it, or the first link. Here you see terms, privacy, and platform. This one is not important in this case because we discussed the legal documents and this wasn't part of it. If I knew it, I would discuss it, but not now. We're gonna look at the terms, privacy, and platform. I already downloaded this whole page because I wanted to make some notes so you can see how it works. And then, yeah, we're gonna look at it. So this is the PDF, and in the PDF you see here all those documents. I already downloaded. I downloaded at 6 April, and the day recording this is 20. Don't worry about it, nothing is changed. If it's changed, I would have downloaded it again, so don't worry about that. And here you see it also again, community guidelines. So if you see here, we have terms of use, and either say welcome to Instagram. These terms govern your use of the platform except where expressly state that separate terms and not these apply, and provide information about the Instagram services. So when you create an Instagram account or use Instagram, you agree with this to these terms. Facebook terms versus do not apply to the services. So interesting. See, when you look at this part, they are saying when you create an Instagram account or use Instagram, you agree with these terms. So as soon as you create an Instagram account, you agree with these terms. So technically, when you go on Instagram and you want to watch something without an Instagram account, you cannot access that. So you need the Instagram account. So always when you use Instagram, you need the Instagram account for it. So you agreed with these terms. So let's say this is you. You go on the internet or your mobile computer, doesn't matter. You create an account and you have accepted terms with Instagram. So this means that you and Instagram technically has an agreement. Hopefully you understand that so far. Yep. If you go down, Instagram service one of Facebook product provided to you by Facebook Incorporated. These terms of use therefore constitute an agreement between you and Facebook. Okay, so technically they're saying you have Facebook as a company, and this is one of the product, Instagram, because they bought Instagram and they're providing the services. Yeah, what they're saying here, the terms. So you have Facebook here. They also have a company, Facebook, of another product, and that's Facebook terms. They're saying these are two separate products, and the product of Instagram is different than the product of Facebook. That's why these terms of Facebook do not apply for the terms of Instagram services. Either describe what Instagram service is. That's what they say. Yeah. So technically, you have an agreement with Facebook. That's technically it, because Instagram is part of Facebook. That's simple. So here you see the services, what they're providing, and that's all it is. We're not going to read that. They're providing you services. Most of the time you think you need to pay them, but it's not. You don't have to pay them anything. Yeah? Unless you're putting advertising on the platform. So here they're explaining how it is found. So if you have a company, you have certain kind of cost, especially if you are running a platform like Instagram, maintaining costs, marketing costs. So people need to pay for it, And here they are saying how it's found. You can read it here. Or read it for myself. You can read it also for yourself. Instead of paying to Instagram by using the service code for the service, you acknowledge this. Yeah. So here they are saying, okay, you know what? You are using our product, but we're using your data to show you ads from other companies. That's what they're saying technically here. We use your personal data, such as information about your activity and interest, to show you ads that are more relevant to you. So they're saying two things that are important: activity and interest. But they are not saying, let's say if you look at personal data can be a lot of things. But if you look at the privacy law, most personal data you're not allowed to use it without consent. And here they are saying, hey, we're using your personal data such as activity and interest. But what about the other personal data? The Facebook, for example, the email and other stuff. Are they also using it? So what you need to remember is, if you talk about personal data can be a lot of things. And here they are giving you just two examples to keep your mind of the other things. So that's something you need to watch out for. But technically, they're saying we are using your personal data, and that data is being show you advertising from companies, and those companies are paying Facebook, or Facebook in this case, the product Instagram. That's how they found or manage the cost. So they get money for advertising, and with that money they use it to maintain the platform. That's what they're saying here. We show you relevant and useful ads without telling advertisers who you are. We do not sell your data. We allow advertisers to tell you things. The thing is, I understand why they are saying this, but this is very interesting, because in my opinion, you can do two things. One, tell the advertiser who the persons are, and they're gonna tell you if they want to put the advertising or not. Two, you can make profile of everyone and then show them the ads that's necessary for them. You understand where I'm going? When you make profile of the people on, let's say the people on your platform, you need to watch out for privacy policy rules, because they are saying sometimes you're not allowed to make profile without a consent. And here, when you look at this, Facebook is making profile of everyone, and based on that, they're showing you. So if my handwriting is not that well, based on that, they're showing you advertising. So technically, they're making profile of you, and they're showing you some ads. So the question is this allowed? Depends on the privacy rules in your country. But that's technically what they are doing. They're making profile of everyone. Let's say a group of people meets this requirement, so a group of people meet that requirement, and a group of people meets that requirement, and they show them the ads. So technically, you're putting every group in the same corner and then showing them ads, and you're getting paid for it. So here they say how they do that. The question is it reliable or not? You do not know. But we provide general demographic and interest information to advertisers to help them better understanding of their audience. We do not share information that directly identifies you. Information such as name and email address that by itself can be used to contact or identify who you are unless you give us specific permission. So I understand what they are saying, yes, but are they doing this also? That's something you need to ask yourself. Are they also doing that? People need to give you specific permission to share your name and email address. So when you give Instagram specific information, permission to share your name and email address, they're allowed to do that. But I don't see that here. I understand why they say specific, because you need a specific consent. Let's see. You may see branded content on Instagram posts by account holder who promote products or services based on commercial relationship with business partner mentioned in their content. You can learn more about this. Okay, I'm not going to read that. But these are things which you need to ask yourself. Are they really doing that? Can they really doing that? That's something. Because as soon as you make profile, you have an ID number. Let's say you give every person an ID number. It's the same as something that can identify you as a person. So when you make a profile, you have certain kind of people in that ID number profile, and then you show them the ads. That's technically how they work. Let's see, data policy. Providing our services require, so technically they're saying they need to make a privacy policy, and they call it data policy. And in the privacy policy, they explain to you what they do with your data. We're gonna read that later. So here we have your commitment to return for commitment to provide service. We require to make commitment to us. Okay, this is if you have an account, this is your commitments. Who can use Instagram? You have to be at least 13 years old. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but this is your commitment. I understand why you put this in here, but you cannot prevent this and you cannot check this. So how do they check this? What do I mean by that? They say you must not be a convicted sex offender. If you're a convicted sex offender and you are released, you make an Instagram account, who's going to stop you? So how are they going to check this? How you cannot use Instagram? Providing a safe and open service for a broad community requires that we all do our part. Yeah. Is this really safe? And open? Because everyone needs an account to use it. So it's not open. Depends on the definition of open. So these are the questions that you can ask yourself. And broad community that we all part of. You can impersonate others or provide. A lot of people do that, but they do not take action fast enough. You can do any unlawful, misleading, and fraud. I can understand that. Why they're saying that. You cannot violate. Yeah. This is all you can. You can, but they cannot do anything about that. Almost time they say they cannot do anything about that. But okay. Permission you gave us as part of the agreement you gave us. Okay, there's something important what most people don't understand. When you post something in Instagram, the ownership of the copyrights always belong to you. So you do not transfer the copyright to someone else. Let me give you an example. If you create a picture, you put it on Instagram, so it's on the Instagram, the picture. That picture, the copyright belongs to you. Copyright belongs to you. You do not transfer the money from you to Instagram. No, you do not do that. Because when you transfer the license, you need to meet certain kind of requirements. But what you do give is what they already have here. You give them a license. And here they explain what the license is. So in this part, they explain what the license is. Yeah. Permission to use username, profile picture, and information about your relationship with other accounts. Interesting. Rights we retain. Okay. This is rights we retain. So they have certain kind of rights if we talk about your username. If you use content, confirmate. Yeah. You need to watch out for this. If you do not know what intellectual property is just try not to use other stuff from other people. If you use that, this can be a reason for suspend your account or delete your account. Or breach of the terms of conditions. That's something you need to watch out for. Yeah. Then we have, you can only use intellectual property and this is their intellectual property. So they created something and you are creating something. So they have intellectual property, you have intellectual property. You must obtain writing permission for us for an open source license to create. Yeah, that's not really important. Okay, content removal. So sometimes they will remove your content. If you don't meet these requirements, you can look at here. And that's not really that important. Unless you want to read it, you can read it. Okay, what happens if you disagree? Yeah, so you say this, they say that, and what can you do? You use of music on service subject to music guidelines. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, as any amended. If we fail to. Yeah. So this is something important. If Instagram do not take action, it doesn't mean they cannot take action in the future. They still can take action. I can understand why they are putting this here. Yeah. So here, if they give you certain kind of rights, they also have the right to take it back. That's what they're saying here. This is the interesting part. Who has right on the disagreement? So not third parties. Yeah, I can understand that. I can also understand this. So if Instagram gives you some certain kind of rights, it's like a personal rights. You cannot transfer it to someone else. You cannot transfer the rights that you have on Instagram to someone else. Okay, who's responsible if something happened? Yeah. So this is most of the company has this. So okay, it's common. We also don't control what people and other people do say. Okay. Yeah, I can understand it. So they're not taking responsibility for other people. Yeah, this is something common that the company put it in the terms. Otherwise, you are really stupid. But okay. How will we handle dispute? If you are a consumer, the law apply to any claims, cause yes. Aha. This is smart, and this is really difficult for some people. What people don't realize is the way how they start this sentence. If you are a consumer, yeah, I can understand why they're saying it like this, but if you're a consumer, there's international law, and most of the time it will be in favor of the consumer. But you need to meet the requirement of consumer. And if you do not meet the requirement of consumer, you are not a consumer. If you are not a consumer, then you have to follow this process. And that's where it gets difficult. So you need to figure out first, are you a consumer according to the law? And most of the time you do not meet the requirements because you're not buying anything in here. Because look at the word consumer. Consumer is, you pay for something, you get something in return. They're saying you're consumer. But here you're not paying anything. Here they're providing certain kind of services, but you're not paying for it. But I do not know if paying is the key factor for being a consumer or not. But if you want to take action, you need to figure out if you are a consumer or not. Otherwise, you have to follow this part. The thing is, the reason I'm saying this is because if you're a consumer, the law is saying the law in your country goes first. So it has to be in the benefits of the consumer. But if you look at this, it's hard to tell if you meet the requirements for consumer. If I knew about this, I would look at the definition of consumer in the international law and then tell you what you need to watch out for. Maybe this is a video topic where we can look at international law and what benefits can you get out of it if you're a consumer. So that's maybe a topic for in the future. But it's really interesting. Most company, they always have this, but they cannot go around consumer because you cannot agree with people that you will go against the law. That's technically the basic mindset. So yeah, updating the steps. This is important part. You see, they updated last 2020. And the thing is, if you look at terms, when you update it, you need to inform the people about the update. But if you look at the other documents, most time you do not need to inform the people about it, unless it's a privacy policy. So we look at the terms. If you look at the website, you have here.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be